Hiya, this is Clare from Clare. In this workshop, we're going to be creating a pastel study of a simple apple. We're going to be looking at colour, using the soft chalk pastels, and I'm using a very basic set here today. I've just laid out some of the colours that we'll be using. If you look at the apple and look at some of the colours that I've laid out, you'll see that we're going down that road, but you can also use other colours within the palette of pastels that you might have. Again, I'm using a very basic set. They weren't an expensive professional artist standard, so just to show you can use this kind of medium and try out first to see if it's something that would be interest to you. So I'm just starting this off by doing a very sort of basic curve, a bit like a circle if you like, but like a circle with maybe sort of shoulders on that. And so I'm just going to edge my way around this, and I'll just continue on with this for a little while. I'm just taking the yellow here and I'm just going to mark sort of very lightly where the core of the apple is. And one thing I should maybe mention here is that the angle that the camera is looking at the apple is slightly more of an aerial view than the one I'm actually sketching. I'm sat down at the table, working around a tripod, looking at the apple a little bit more straight on. So the angles of which I'm drawing the apple might be a little bit different from how you as the viewer see it. However, I think you'll get the gist of what I'm trying to do. So what I'm doing here is I am just sort of marking in very bluntly some of the reds and some of the kind of clear shadows that you can see, the darker points of the apple that you can see. I mean, directly, that there's a part of the apple directly in front of you there that you can see the white shine of the light. I'm doing this very early in the morning, so the shadow's quite high and at the back of the apple on the page, the green page behind. So I'm just trying to kind of shade in this area as best I can, just to start to mark out the form. So I'm working within the colour palette that I have in my box. None of the colours are exactly the same as the apple in front of me, but I'm doing my best to try and replicate that. So it's not one flat colour of red. The apple is made up of many, many colours. There's reds, oranges, pinks, yellows, little bits, flecks of green as well. So what you're trying to do is capture the light that sort of hits the object and trying to determine how best to reflect that using the coloured pastels. So I'm using a very light blue here, but that also acts as a bit of a highlighter. It's not just as sharp as the white itself, but will slowly start to give the apple its definition. Now this workshop is going to be done over 4 parts. So all in all, it probably takes about 20 minutes maybe to complete, but I've broken it up into 4 separate sections so that you can have a go, stop, take your time. If you're not happy with that, you can maybe retry it again, and then once you're happy you can move on to the second video, and they're all in and around about 5 minutes long, so it'll not keep you too long, so you can pick it up or set it down whenever you have time. So I'll just be doing a little bit more of this shading, and then I will see you in part 2 as we develop on further. Just adding a little bit of black here in the bottom, just again add a little bit more definition where the apple sits on the page, it creates a bit more shadow. I'll see you in part 2.